Good evening, good people, and welcome to another installment of our Duck Boot Camp. Class 102, you probably have already guessed the theme given the prior two classes. We're doing black belts tonight, everybody. I'm Saracen. Luffy is out tonight, so we have special guest runner Phoenix29 here. How you doing, Phoenix?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
Plugging along. Looking forward to yet another installment in the books. So, black belts, how you feel about them?
I love me a good black belt. I'm a simple man. I see a black belt, I take a black belt.
So, when we're thinking about black belts and we're thinking about how they fit into the melee meta, so to speak, we've got fighters as our generalists. They can use a lot of things and they can hit really hard. You got thieves who are sort of the glass cannon. The black belt is kind of, I need a little bit of time to charge up. And then when I go, oh baby, do I go. So the black belt is the unarmed master of paunch and putting a hole through monsters' chests. So yeah, we're gonna see a little bit of strategy around that. We're gonna see a little bit of grind time, as that's very important to the black belt. So let's go over some flags, huh?
Absolutely.
We've got Fizzle here doing the restream, pushing buttons around. So I'm just going to trust that we've got flags on the screen. Goals, we have absolutely nothing changed. We're still doing 4 orbs. We're still having a Topher exit. We have our regular everything on that front. So no surprises here. As we go to scaling, one thing that is going to stick out like a sore thumb is that we have separate HP scaling for our bosses, and it is 200 to 300%. Phoenix, you think you can punch through that?
I mean, that's some big numbers, but that means I'm going to have to take this black belt to the moon.
And to the moon indeed we shall go. You know, what I would love to see is if we can push to the highest levels of damage. You know, get that fast in, get the tempers in, maybe get some locks out if we feel you need it, and see just how high we can get that black belt to go. So we'll have to see if the seed cooperates tonight. We've got a little bit lower encounter rates because realistically what we're looking for with the black belt is to find our static grind and go. And we're going to make that happen. Don't worry about it. As we get to our incentive locations and items, you're going to see there's a lot of stuff that is not incentivized, including the tail. Ideally, you don't want to promote as a black belt. The primary reason why is that your magic defense, MDEF, is +4 per level when you are a black belt. But if you promote to a master, it goes to 1 per level. And that is very painful. The black belt, unpromoted, can basically be wearing a ribbon without wearing any equipment at all at the higher levels. But to go along with our reduced number of incentivized locations and items, or rather, reduced items, we have reduced locations. So we're not going to be going to as many places, and that's going to be kind of nice, I think, for everybody. Hint givers are still on, that's pretty great. Overworld, we're still just going with the early open progression, so that dwarf walkway and the canoeing through between Provoca and Crescent Lake. No real surprises there. Maps and routing, no real surprises here. We've basically changed nothing from the prior weeks, or prior sessions. Treasures and freebies. Again, no surprises here. We still have our free bridge, we still have our randomized treasures and NPC items and fetch quest rewards. Nothing changed. Shops and magic, nothing's changed. So if you've been doing the past 2 weeks, you've got a good feel for this already. Enemies, formations, and bosses. Now there's a big call out here. Phoenix, do you want to tell our ducks here what that big call out is?
My biggest thing is vanilla spike tiles.
That is indeed it. So, we know where the good spike tiles are, and we're going to talk about those as we go through the run. The primary ones we're going to be looking at are the Eye in Ice, the Agama in Volcano. Those are the two very accessible, generally, best bang for your buck out of the spike tiles. So, this is good. You know where to go. We're going to talk a little bit later about some things that help out with that. Our party composition. You're going to have a black belt. Everything else is on the table, though. We didn't actually restrict out the fighter or the thief. They sort of select themselves out with the 200 to 300% boss HP. You need to wind up a little harder in the fight with the fighter or the thief with that level of HP, whereas the black belt will just handle it. Class balance. So we removed the have the BB crit rate. That's big. You're going to be critting a lot when you have a lot of hits. We left on the thief and white mage stuff, including lockpicking. So lockpicking, pretty common in a lot of flag sets. We tend to be very specific when we turn it off, right? We're going to have 2 bonuses, much like our ninja week last week. Other than that, the other call out is the black belt himself will have an XP bonus at 1.3 times normal experience. We just want to get through the grind a little bit faster. We know that, the grind is a boring time, honestly. Equipment and items, no real surprises here. We didn't actually change anything, so you're still going to see the same equipment stuff. Trance's status element still on in the game adjustments, but the big call out, save game when game over. So this is a flag that, for the most part, is on your side. The reason we turn it on is we know that when you're learning how to take a grind with a black belt, sometimes you have some problems. And we don't want people to feel like they just wasted, 5-10 minutes of their time because they died. So we help you out a little bit on this with the save game when game over. Flip side of this is if you have a very deep Temple of Fiends Revisited dive and unfortunately wipe out, make sure that you double check your heal potions because you're going to have the reduced total. So that is our flag rundown. Phoenix, any additional notes on that?
No, nothing major that I can think of. The save, nothing worse than losing a grind in a black belt seed. So it's a good thing that you got save on game over, and it might lead me to take a little bit more risks in the seed.
All right, let's see what we have in terms of questions. Eric's asking, do people use BB a lot in races when the party choices are all left open? I would say that's really one of the things that's changed a lot in the meta lately. We've seen flag sets in competitive play that have favored a more balanced approach generally. The black belt has trade-offs because you're going to be spending time in one place and you're going to have to hope that you can make it up later. So, I mean, it's one of those things where you have to decide if it's the value play. There are also situations where it doesn't make as much sense. Like, entrance and floor shuffle tends to be really bad for black belts. Not because of the actual scaling or anything like that, it's the remembering all of the things. Spending 10 minutes grinding is a really good way to forget everything you knew. Jesus the Frog mentioning Shard Hunt is another great example of not great for black belt because you're going to be opening a lot of chests, and time spent opening chests is not time spent getting levels. So I'm feeling pretty good here. We're 10 minutes in. Phoenix, you want to hop in and get started? Let's show these people what a black belt's all about.
Alrighty, let's see what we got in this seed.
Time, Earth, and Poison resistance is very nice. The extra vitality is, alright early. We're going to be getting up pretty high in the HP anyway. Very equipable thief.
Yeah, and I'm going to take a bit of a risk here and gamble that there's a late. See if I can get that lock picking up and then Dan him off.
Was that a Sage Red Mage for real?
It was not. I just always name my Red Mages Sage.
Oh, okay. So heal magic is pretty good. I
Yep.
don't mind that at all.
Yeah, it definitely guarantees me some sort of damage mitigation. Ooh, extra level 1 MP. Always nice. Always nice for a good start.
Did you look at the white mage, or did you just not care?
I just didn't care.
I understand.
It's a black belt seed. I punch.
Yep. So, from the standpoint of who we're taking, party composition, this is absolutely one of the recommended from me. Black Belt Rainbow is another one that can be pretty good. It's just a matter of what's your plan to get people down, especially, if you're thinking about the potential of save when game over coming in and messing that up, because your whole party revives with full MP and full HP, and you're back where the last save location was. You got a lot of considerations there. The thief can be very hard to kill, for example. So,
yeah, but the good thing with this, knowing with the vanilla grind tiles, I know I can go to the Agama tile and I can just drain most of my guys on the lava there, and then hope that the Agama doesn't have anything nasty.
True story. All right, well, when you're ready.
Alrighty, let's go punch some things.
Swapping that thief up so you can get the better agility up front. Very nice. Promotion locked exit. Very sad.
Oh,
nuke level 1.
Hello.
Easy game is easy.
Yeah. Anything useful? No.
So I didn't see. Did you also take Quad X or no?
No, I didn't bother. Not with Nuke. Yes, Jesus. Hint givers are on.
So sometimes I like to have Quad X in case my target rolled just enough hit points to be annoying, but where Nuke could theoretically roll low enough to not kill them, but where the Quad X would hit. Oh, nice gold chest you found there.
Yeah, that'll set me up nicely for level 2 and probably even level 3 spells.
Nice trolley ghoul we got here.
Right.
Jesus calling out, surprised at checking those chests in a BB seed. I like to check a couple chests early, just because I want to be able to have the money.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's all about the money there. It sets it up to buy some spells early on there.
Okay, what we got tonight? We have a canoe. That's the best news you could have this early.
Yeah, that opens up a lot of things, a lot of possibilities.
So how do you feel about the possibility of just going straight for your grind?
Possibly. I don't think I checked the item shop here. We'll see what comes out of Provoca. Okay, tense there, but an overworld grind isn't feasible with the long hero run off the start.
Fizzle calling out the future. Indeed. The possibility of, oh no, I have to walk to Earth with certain flags turned on. Namely, the River to Melmond flag.
Okay, so we've got a really long hero run off the start, all the way to Provoca. Untouched.
Yeah, and one of the things that you look for with the black belt, and it's obviously not always going to play out this way, is what does my overworld encounters look like? And you saw Luffy take it a little bit on Wednesday of last week with the Ninja Seed, where you had a pretty short encounter first encounter off the hard reset. And so you can check a couple places in the overworld, like you can check around Desert, you can check around Crescent Lake. They're different areas based on where you are in the seed, obviously, but a desert grind can be very, very strong.
Absolutely. Sandwiches are a T-Rex off the hard reset?
Absolutely. Just microwaving some pirates. Nothing to see here. There's our ship.
Okay. Well, so, that means I'll go check level 3 and 4 magic quickly off the start, and then either go to Marsh or go on over to Crescent Lake, see what happens.
Silver +2, not a bad thing to see. And the silver armor +5 is good.
Yeah, that'll help keep the red mage up. And I actually never did check what heal magic she has. Oh, good, she has a life. Excellent.
That's fantastic. So, one of the main things to keep in mind with the black belt and why it is a really exponential scaling character is that your levels give you all of your offensive stats. Your level determines your attack, the actual damage stat. Oh, there's fast. That's real good.
Yep.
So you get your attack damage, you get your hit percent at 4% per level. Unlearnable Cure 4. Aww.
Womp womp.
And you also get crit based on your level. So all 3 of your damage stats come from just leveling up. We have a couple of breakpoints we pay attention to. In particular, we look at 21, 32, 42. 21 is usually like a really self-sufficient point. Oh, that's a sail floater.
Okay, well. And the game just opened right up.
Going the long way to the floater.
I like to make the limited use of my canoe.
Yeah.
This could be a problem.
Yeah. That ambush is really the problem there.
Yep. Okay.
So...
Don't like the canoe anymore.
I've been thinking about taking the canoe sprite and using that in place of the airship sprite. Maybe throw the little propeller on it or something. Got some cabins and tents. Kind of whatever. We don't really care about magic at level 6.
Nope.
That just doesn't exist. A chime, you say? Well, that's one half of our sky equation. It's a good thing to find. It's just not necessarily a right now kind of thing.
No, that's definitely a later thing.
So, with the skyboat in tow, one of the things that we're looking at is just picking up our available incentive items, the ones that don't take a whole lot of effort, because we're trying to leverage our experience benefit.
Yeah, you might as well take all the free items. It's an extra 10% per item. So that's going to reduce the grind time a lot.
Does Astos do jerk things? Doesn't have an opportunity. Poison.
He does not.
So one of your considerations as you get used to the black belt life is figuring out how much do you need to do before you you go for that grind, and how much should be put off until later. The slab turn in to me is like the perfect before a grind sort of thing, because you can take a couple encounters down on the way to it and on the way back, and just have a lot of very juicy experience as a result. How you feel about that?
That's exactly what I'm doing right now. Hopefully I can get my thief up to 15 and then just Dan him right off.
One of the tricks here is we know that that hero run is super long here, so a hard reset is actually to our detriment if we're doing this.
Yeah, it's all the way down. That's unfortunate.
Yep.
It's okay though. That
We
means
should
there's
have
3
at
or
least
4
one.
right after. Yep.
Yeah. To the
Okay.
bottle.
Well, at least I'm in the area.
Oh, the linebacker. Yeah, just some frost wolves, you know, doing frost wolf things.
Which is basically dying.
Yep. That's exactly what we want them to do. You can see that experience multiplier on the black belt already coming into play, as we're one level higher on the black belt than anyone else. Two nuke giants. Lord Fizzleby, 4 from Borfin, doing our restream, also being like, hey, why are you not checking the Hall of Giants while you're there? I was like, oh yeah.
It's giants.
It's giants, all right.
Yeah, no, I'm going.
They tried to kill the thief? I mean...
The fun police.
Yep. The fun police indeed. Crying Chaos Overlord asking about the encounters, and yeah, we did talk a little bit about it, and the hero run being kind of problematic for overworld grinds today. But for sure, that is a consideration. Blur says on this black belt, we had Poison, Earth, Time Resist? Is that it?
Yep, those are the 3.
And then plus 10 Vitality, which, not bad. You know, not going to say no to an extra 10 Vit for early part of the seed. Doesn't particularly matter much as you get towards the end, though. Just taking a couple overworld to try and get that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the thief to 15 quickly before I forget. Okay, you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's go to our deals.
Sounds good to me.
Worst case, there's the zombie Ds on the trap tile in there. I can use those to get the thief to 15.
I mean, even a couple of regular encounters and ordeals can do the trick. But
yeah, a few Medusas, a few Zombles.
I'm gonna guess, Eric's, did you used to use the that position on the little peninsula to the north? That's always where I landed as a kid. And then I got to the randomizer and was like, yup. DM Stewart, yes, we are on vanilla spike tiles tonight. Scripts and stuff are still shuffled, so. Alright, cube, that gives us our full sky equation. So that's nice. So for anybody who is wondering about, punches versus weapons, technically, the black belt can equip nunchucks. They're not good. They're really, really terrible weapons. And so we really don't want to be equipping anything on the black belt most of the time. You can equip things until about level 10. And if you find the Masa, that's pretty good, I would say until 32. And then at 32, the punches for sure are going to outstrip the Masa, maybe earlier. So yeah, weapons, not worthwhile here. That's 15 across the board, plus some on the black belt, because the scaling thing.
Alright.
Now we're seeing ideas about 25, 28, somewhere in there for when to take the Masa off. My real litmus is not a specific level. Is the Masa killing them in one hit? If no, I'm going to be testing the fists a little bit more often. If it's killing them in one hit, I really don't care. I'm just going to use it until 32 and call it a day. And then I'll swap it onto whoever I pick up afterwards. The lock has been picked. We're turning in a crystal. For some herb. Pro Ring, not a bad find for that red mage, since that red mage has life.
Yeah, a little extra protection is always good.
So, Phoenix, are you thinking Agabas or are you thinking Eyes?
Well, now that I just got the loot there, I am actually in go mode. So I know that ice isn't required. So I think I'm going to save the time by going to Volcano. And I'm going to take the Agamas. Because I got to go there anyways.
I'm 100% on board with that plan.
Okay, and I got lots of heal pots. Excellent. It looks like the gamble of Thief paid off, so now I can actually skip Marsh, Waterfall, and Ice, actually.
It's true. So many things that you just save time on. So with this black belt, we know what our win condition is, and our win condition is punching things to beyond the stars. And as such, why are we checking chests? We're not checking chests. Get out of here with these chests.
No chests.
I was actually surprised you checked the Matoya chests.
Yeah, that's just a force of habit more than anything.
Yeah, I understand that. Test swing from the black belt, 216, and it didn't take out the Agama. Now we're up to 315-ish damage, and it still hasn't killed an Agama. Feel like you might need to put some nukes out first.
Yeah. And of course,
also,
Enjoying punching my black belt.
Yeah, that's slot 4 luck coming into effect right here.
Actually.
So this is the biggest selling point to me for the Agama tile, is just how easy it is to kill everybody else in your party off. The whole point of that, in case you're not familiar with the concept, is that the experience is divided equally among living party members. And so for us to maximize the grind and be as effective as possible, we need everybody else on the ground. Let that black belt soak up every last bit of experience. Four hits, 152. That's less than half of our known hit points on this target. But we're getting a lot closer.
And I forgot to unequip everything off the red mage. Of course.
I don't think that really matters when you have 1 hit point, though.
Well, last time he missed him.
Right, but the armor is actually reducing the evade.
It's a +5, is it?
You can never get positive evasion from an
You are
armor.
correct. That is true. You are correct. It's not hurting it.
The double tile here is the other selling point. So because of that, there's no off-step encounters, which means we can't get a random pack that can do goofy things. We just get to sit on Agamas that do known things. So with 20, we're 1 level off from the extra 2 hits, which is a big deal. When we hit 21, we're going to go up to 6 hits as our cap, if you will. And that is going to dramatically increase our damage output. So you can see prior it was consistently 2 attacks to take it. Now we're at 1 attack and taking out these thick Agamas just fine. Well, that one didn't have any crits in it. With that plus 10 vitality, the hit points are already through the roof on this black belt. Additionally, the black belt gets absorbed equal to its character level as long as it is not wearing any armor. So as time goes on, this black belt is going to get thicker and thicker. And what's really going to be funny here is, we're like 22-ish minutes into the seed, right? Once this grind is done, we're just going to see Phoenix roll through every dungeon.
Yeah, you'll see just how powerful a charged black belt is. It goes burr.
What do you think your stopping point is? You going to go 42? You going to go all the way to 50?
I'm going to go to 42. There's still lots of this seed left, so I'll pick up a few more levels just through other fights, but at least I'll get to the full immunity at 42 and the 10 hits. With the scaling, I definitely want to get to 10 hits, and I figure by the end of this, I'll probably be at 46, 47 by the end.
Probably. That sounds about right. I mean, depending on how many things you choose not to run from. 32, we have gotten another 2 hits. We're up to 8 hits on our punch machine. So with 42 and that 4 MDef per level, as Phoenix mentioned, you're pretty much immune to most anything. Brack, I think, still has better than 3 in 256 chance, and you don't have the immunity from death, so things like Quadex can still hit you, assuming that you're below 300 hit points. So there's a lot of if in that particular bit. I think we're going to be just fine now. Slow 2 also on the table. Yes, Lord Fizzleby pointing out. Slow 2 is... if you don't have the fast to counteract it, it can be run ending.
Yeah.
So, DM Stewart, just so that you are aware, since you missed the flag reveal, we have boss HP scaling of 200 to 300% this week. So, yeah, the 42 was absolutely a minimum.
Yeah, no one wants to see a 6,000 hit point chaos.
Yeah. The real fun part is seeing Cure 4 come out and then just punching over the top of it. Well, there's 42. And we shall see the big numbers come out. 10 hits, 2,100 damage against that Agama. The other thing that's super nice about black belts is that once you've hit 42, a lot of things run from you, and you just sort of, you know, you get to watch things go away.
I mean, wouldn't you run from a 42 black belt?
Oh, absolutely. Farewell Fire, 1,400 damage. There's 43. Carrie hit you for 1. Huh. You hit back for 1,704.
Carry on.
My wayward son.
Yeah.
So the grind ended at 42. We are 43 with that firefight that happened on the way down to Carrie. But we're in go mode. And we've got 1 orb lit. And we're about to see 3 other orbs get lit in pretty short order. What order are you going to take them in, Phoenix?
I'll go punch a lich right now. Just because.
Gotta beat the dust out of that carpet.
Yeah.
So when we're in go mode with a black belt, Earth is just a very long walk more than anything. So you're going to get to see optimal step routing through Earth. That's pretty nice. Jesus bringing up potential alternate order. Honestly, when you've got a black belt, it doesn't really matter. Everything ends up being effectively equal distance because you're going to have to make the flight to all of the locations anyway. Earth
Yeah,
is
as long
just
as I
a dungeon.
Yeah, as long as I didn't do something, silly like go to sea, then sky, then earth.
Yeah. Uh, 1816 to the vampire. Good job.
Sucks to be the vampire. Ha ha ha.
Mm-hmm. So as I mentioned, this is going to be the great run through of Earth where you get to see the best potential step routing. As I don't think you missed a single step. Like you hit everything perfect there.
Is that I've never actually been sure the optimal route through the 4th floor there.
Middle is the optimal route by roughly 3 steps.
Yeah.
So you took the right one. The fast goes out. 19 hits, 3,085 damage.
Yes,
Raw.
because is the exact reason, Fabian. 100%.
So as previously noted, we know that we don't have to do marsh or waterfall or find anything else. We're good to go. We're boldly not saving before going into sea. I love it.
No, I think I'm going to take B in just in case.
Just in case, huh? So switching the thief back up front, because there's just not a lot of stuff in C that will run away from you. You can't morale break a lot of the things in here. The Arsahags will run. I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't think anything else runs in here. And definitely not in Sky.
There are things that will run from you in Sky, but it's things that you don't necessarily think of as being like Sky enemies. Like I think the Arhydras and the Cerberus will run, maybe?
And I believe the eyes will actually run as well.
Huh. Sorcerers will run, that's true. My general reference is if it is a monster that exists in Topher, it won't run from you. Very fast run through the Sea Shrine here. Again, these lower encounter rates for this week by design to just help move things along. Oh, the very hard to pass up Big Eye Gershark.
Yeah, I figure I should get my mages a couple of extra levels just in case there's something nasty in Topher. I'd rather not have to man mode it after a Lich nuke.
Yeah. Oh, Richbork pointing out that the regular sharks will run. They show up in C. That was 1,200 damage to a Kraken, which we know is somewhere in the vicinity of 75 to 50% of his health. But the 2616 follow-up. There we go. Kraken's vanilla hit points are 800. So with our 200 to 300 scaling, that's 16 to 24. The Fiend hit points are actually pretty easy to remember. Lich is 400, Carry is 600, Kraken is 800, Tia is 1000. Then you add 100 to each of those for the refight. So 500, 700, 900, 1100. And then you tack on your percentage for the scaling. In this case, 2 to 3 times. It's great. Well, we're up to 45, getting close to capping out here. I think 47 is where Brack and Slow 2 are 3 and 256 only, so getting very close on that front. Do we get to go to McDonald's? I'm really hoping.
I'd like to see a robot chicken.
That's a plate of nachos. That's some fire hydrants. This is still not McDonald's. We haven't gotten our Big Mac. But these fire hydrants still good experience for the mages and that thief that is just there to absorb hits. No, Mac. Boo. Tiamat shows us an ink defense. We get a fast out. We get another fast out. We're very fast. 2200 damage, and Tia's still there because scaling. Another 2584 to finish her off. So, alright. That is the final orb. Which, you know, by my watch, we're at 31 minutes-ish? No, 34 minutes in. So, alright, we don't have a timer that I'm seeing, at least. I don't know if you guys can see one, but 30-something minutes in. There could very well be a timer. I'm watching directly off of Phoenix's stream, so, you know, that's a thing. So you can see exactly how fast these can go when you've got all of your pieces in place, right? When the black belt is operating at optimal capacity and you found all your incentive items for go mode without doing any unnecessary dungeons. I'm switching my feed over now. Hooray, there's a timer. It's a vanilla phantom. It's a dead black mage. Alright, we're doing
Well,
good.
that's really annoying.
Yeah, one of your 2 life charges. Good job, Phantom. You took up a resource.
Right?
So, just from a standpoint of thinking about our combats in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, we know that the Thief is going to just be waiting a lot of the time against the Fiends and running from everything else. We don't want to fight things here. We've got bosses to kill. Our Black Belt is going to be punching very strong right out the gate. Even if Fast hasn't gone off, we're going to be doing 1 round of buffing from our mages, tops. And, you know, maybe not even. Oh, we're going for the big guns even on the Lich.
I've got enough casts, just because.
That's fair. But if you think about this versus a Masa-wielding fighter who might have to get a fast and a couple of tempers into him in order to swing hard enough, this black belt is going to blaze through here.
Eric's, I actually didn't even get temper. I never even saw it.
So, generally speaking... Ooh, that's a dead red mage. That's not great.
Alright, I see we're going to do this. Okay.
So, generally speaking, temper is as strong or stronger than fast, depending on certain circumstances. Obviously, fast is very good for just getting more damage out. Like, you get more hits, which means potentially more crits. That's all well and good. However, every point of attack that you get above the absorb is more damage output per punch. And that counts for a lot. Alright, we're getting our fast out, we're getting our punch out, we're getting some calamari, and we're on to the sky floor. As you can see, this is 3 minutes in so far on the Topher, 3.5. And we could be looking very easily at, you know, Topher being complete. We've defeated Chaos at about 5 minutes in. Down goes the Thief. That just means one less action to wait every time, but unfortunately also one less body. Still getting our initiative over here on the Nightmare Evilmen pack. Very nice. And we're engaging with our final boss here, Chaos. 3944. There's our fast. There's a middling hit from Chaos. 1800 damage going out. $16.98 on that one. We're already pretty close on this Chaos, and terminated. So that was a sub 5 minute Topher. So if you were wondering about the punch power of a black belt, hooray!
And that was a pretty tanky, thick Chaos. And
Yeah.
3 punches.
Unfortunate that you were not able to find temper and really, you know, go to the moon on this, but I don't think that the prior fiends were going to allow that anyway.
No, they never do. They see a mage, they kill the mage.
So, Phoenix, any final thoughts about the seed or about the flags here?
Well, yeah, the seed was really good, but definitely one thing for the ducklings to remember is don't overbuy when you've got a black belt. Keep things very simple. Get your black belt to your win condition level, buy only the spells you need, and then punch. That's basically how to play a black belt. Don't overthink it.
True story. I am a big proponent of make sure you've got your save items and your heal potions, and otherwise just go.
That's exactly it. Would have been nice to find temper, have a cast or two of that, but otherwise, like, don't waste your time in level 6, 7, 8 spell shops. You're not going to need it. Don't go to weapon shops. You're not going to need it. Same thing with armor shops. Like, really cut out what you do when you're going with a black belt.
And don't open chests if you can avoid it. There was a call out 10 chests, and I read that and was like, it should have been 7.
Yep, I could have gotten away without the Matoya ones. That's just an unfortunate force of habit.
Yeah, so it goes. So tomorrow morning, we will be having our Duckling Weekly seed posted. I hope you're all looking forward to it. This is a very different experience than you're going to have seen with the Fighter or the Thief, or Ninja, rather, seeds. The grind process is something to get used to. As I mentioned, it's a wonderful time where you can plan your future moves or be terrified that you forgot everything that's already happened. In this case, this seed was really kind in that regard because, quite frankly, there was nothing to remember except it's time to go do dungeons. But yeah, beyond that, I hope everybody had a good time tonight. I know we did in the booth here. This is a very fast sub-hour stream, even.
Yeah, this is a very friendly seed. There was really nothing in there that handicapped me at all.
All right. Well, Ducks, I hope that you take a look at the weekly that gets posted tomorrow morning. If you haven't already done Fighter Week, by all means, finish out that weekly. We're going to have that up until probably between 9 and 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. And then we will go into our new seed. If you have any questions, by all means, put them into the Duck Pond, put them into Duck Boot Camp, put them into Duckling Discussion. Any of those channels on the Discord will be a good place to put those questions. You know our community is happy to answer anything. If you're not already in the Discord, please check out the Discord. You can get to that from FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. And yeah, looking forward to it. Ducks, I'm happy to be here showing you guys the ropes. And Phoenix, I am so glad that you were able to step in Luffy's absence tonight. Special thanks again to Lord Fizzleby for doing our restream and Danny for doing the tracking tonight. And with that, have a good night, everybody.
Good night.